Hello, this is Steve from Chaotic Thinking, here today to show you how to make the zombie teeth paracord bracelet. This bracelet design was posted on the Parachute Cord Crafters group on Facebook by Andy Powell. Let's go ahead and get started. Alright, for this project I'm using brown and red to represent the rotting flesh and gore that I associate with zombie teeth. I'm using 4.5 feet of each color. I have my lark's head here at the bottom and simply coming up through the top buckle, which may change depending on what type of buckle you have. That being said, I'll put links in the description down below for where everything has came from, including my paracord, my buckles. The jig is my own design. I do have a video on how I made it. My joint between my two colors is about a little bit over 1 inch from the bottom here. If you're unfamiliar with joining two colors of paracord together, I do have a video on how I do that. Normally I would put my joint up here at the top so that predominantly through the center of the bracelet you're seeing one color, but in this instance the mismatch of colors actually lends itself to the zombie teeth. Let's go ahead and get started. Alright, as we start out here, every pass that we make here is going to go over the top, around and through, and then come out. So you'll see that if your tie is not doing that, then you haven't tied it correctly at that point. So let's start out with our first two knots up here. We'll come around each color and through. Come around each color and through. Like so. To tighten up, I'm just going to pull tight here. I'm going to go ahead and pinch the buckle, and then I'm going to bring this up tight. This type of knot's not going to lend us to very tight center here, and that's fine because as we go it'll tighten up on itself because we're going to be wrapping around each one of these. Alright, and now we can begin our pattern. So taking your first strand, we're going to come around and we're simply going to go around the far color. Like so. We'll tighten that up. Now as you tighten this is going to want to pull towards the other way. It's going to want to pull like that. So as I tighten, I'm going to go ahead and pull against that because I don't want it to come up. I want it to kind of lay down along the edge. For a second pass, we're going to go around both of them. Now continuing on with the other color, we're going to do the exact same thing. The first pass is going to be around the far color only. And then we're going to go around both of them. And once we've completed 2 passes on both colors, we're going to simply repeat our beginning knot up here. both sides. Pull those tight. And now we repeat with the one color and with the second color. So around the far one. And then around both. And now for the second color, around the far one. And around both. Once completed, we're just going to go ahead and repeat our beginning knot again around its respective side or color. And pull tight. Alright, I'm just going to continue tying and I'll be back right about here. Welcome back. We are at the end now. I just finished the second color on the pattern here, and our next step would be to do the beginning knot again. I have taken the liberty of installing a paracord lacing fit on. This is from survival-pax.com. Fit is not necessary by any means, but as you can see, our two colors have gotten really tight down here. You could just manually force it in or use forceps or pliers. If you have a fitted, by all means use it. So go ahead and do one color. And come around to the second color. Tighten up here. Now this is where it's going to get tricky, and yours is going to be different than mine, depending on how long your bracelet is, how tight you've made it, and depending on where you end up at. Looks to me like I only have room for possibly one more lace. The next step would be to continue on with the red, but in this instance, and the very last one that you do, I've just seen that we want to do opposite of every single one of these. And that makes it so that your cord is not coming up out of the top, it'll be coming out of the bottom, and then you can go ahead and tuck it in on the underside here to hide your links. You could just tie one more knot and make it tight, snip and singe it, but in this one it is kind of hard to get it tight enough that I feel that snipping and singeing wouldn't necessarily be the best method. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm just going to tie two of these again, but this time they're going to be facing down when I'm done. So I'm going to come up from the bottom. And face down there. And on the other side, up from the bottom. Down. Tighten that So that doesn't look too bad. Alright, so let's go ahead and disconnect our bracelet. And let me get the jig out of the way and we'll go ahead and finish this off. Alright, so here's our bottom. Both of our cords are coming out of the bottom facing down now to make it a little bit easier here. So what I'm wanting to do is I'm going to come underneath these full links here. 2 may do it. I might actually span to this third one. We'll see how tight it is once I get done here. And this is where the fid really comes in handy. Again, pliers or forceps would be equally as good. And the other color. Pull them both tight. And that looks good. Go ahead and snip or cut these off as close as we can get them. And there's our finished bracelet. I did end up only going under 2. That seems like that's going to hold good enough. And then you can singe these or you can leave them frayed so they'll be soft. Your choice. And that is your zombie teeth bracelet. I'll go ahead and put links to everything down below, and I did grab some still images as I was finishing this off, and I'll paste them at the end of the video so you have something to pause at and follow along with if you need it. Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe, and leave me a comment on what color you think represents zombie teeth and what you're going to make yours out of below. Thanks for watching.